Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture.
The doe was up close, perfect shot. Ashton just shaking like a leaf.
This is 1,000 acres, and in 2 weeks we took, I think, 10 cats off of it.
Hey, JD, we gotta be like a doctor. We gotta have patience. See you, big boy. Whoa, my God. What a buck.
Squeeze the trigger. That's the one I'm looking for. Went 3 feet, straight down. Ooh, 45-70 rides again. Lord, look at the size of that one. Well, as my old buddy Greg says, it's just another beautiful day in paradise. Folks, that's old school right there.
Well, this year we're visiting the Branton Ranch, a ranch I have near Three Rivers, Texas. Got my family along with me, my son and his 2 children. But they're both rather young, but they enjoy this down here, so we're gonna try to see to it that that's a tradition every year and bring them down and let them enjoy the great outdoors, and been fortunate enough to have a place like this that they can enjoy. On this trip, as I just mentioned, I have my son and his 2 children, but we also have one of his good buddies and business acquaintances by the name of Ryan Webb, and along with him, he has his 2 children, a son and a daughter. Ultimately, we're going to be looking for culls as much as anything else. But we're still trying to build a herd, and this place has been under management, I'll say now, for 2 to 3 years. We're starting to get some really nice bucks coming on. Still several bucks that need to be taken out that I would consider culls. We might take a doe or 2, although this year the doe numbers don't look excessive like we have had in the past, but we're certainly going to try to take some culls out.
This year, late December, my good buddy Dennis invited me down to his ranch in South Texas around Three Rivers. I'd hunted there a couple of times before, but this was kind of a special hunt because he had his grandkids with him. And I was a little bit late because I was with my grandkids in Katy, Texas. We had a late Christmas, so I showed up a day late, got there that afternoon. Dennis picked me out a stand that was kind of by a water hole, nice Ranch King blind, of course. So we're sitting there, and there was a lot of activity down around the pond. The deer would come out of the woods, down to the pond, saw some axis doe, a lot of whitetail, and all of a sudden, I take a glimpse out of the back right-hand corner, and there's a nice buck coming in. I didn't know what it was. The way I was sitting, had my old 45-70. I said, well, this is going to have to be a left-handed shot because there's no way he was too close to us to do much of anything else. Ease the gun out the window, 45-70, it don't take long. I didn't mess around. Yeah. When the 45-70 went off, he hit the ground. That's a good call from my buddy Dennis right there. That was my last tag in the state of Texas. I'd saved one from the Double G, got 5 tags, state of Texas, kill up to 3 bucks. Dennis's county's a 3-buck county. But I had one tag left. Had to put the old left hand on him because of the way he came in, but that worked out. 45-70 rides again. But that deer just needs to be checked out of the genetic pool right there. That's what I love to do. Check him out. Put the old left hand, left eye on him. That's my best eye anyway. And he went 3 feet, straight down.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Wide Open Outfitters. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave. And by Homes for Troops.
Jeff, this is a good management deer here. This side, Emmy's a pretty deer, but this genetics over here where it just comes up more like a 3 on one side, had that little bitty something right there, but genetically, I'm sure he's not what Mr. Dennis wanted in his herd. Well, got him in the Dennis's diesel power Kubota here, and I'll bring him back and put the hide off of him, put him in the cooler. It ain't nothing to it, folks. You just get out here and be quiet, you know, and then shoot straight. That's all it is to it. What do you think about that for a management, Dennis?
That's a dang nice one. That's a good one there.
That
Kind of gnarly up and messed up looking, isn't it?
Yeah, he just genetically
Ain't
was
right.
like a 3x4. But
Yep. Well, the last morning we hunt, the front has come through. It's considerably cooler. Hopefully that will get the deer up and moving. Well, as the morning progressed, the deer came out in pretty good numbers. I think at one point we may have had as many as 12 that we could see at one time. And there was a spike buck in the group that we decided we would take out. Addison decided that it was something that she would like to get out of the herd, and so it needed to go. And so she got prepared to take the shot and got steadied up. As things happen, it didn't go exactly right this time. She shot just under the deer. He bounded, it looked like about 3 foot straight up in the air and took off. We did go take the time to check. We could find no hair, no blood, no indication that he was hit. We called it a miss and we got back in the blind, prepared for movement through the rest of the evening. As the evening moved along, the deer started drifting back in, and then at one point we noticed they seemed to get real nervous and knew something wasn't right. I was hoping maybe it was a rutting buck would come through, but as it ends up a bobcat.
behind the feet.
And shot at the little bobcat, got him out of the way, and felt like we had quite a successful evening.
We made him drop, didn't we? He dropped right where he was. He just happened to come out at the wrong time. I happened to see him come right out of the bushes. Here we go, Addison. We got us a bobcat. Bobcats are pretty tough on young whitetail, and we have got an infestation of bobcats on this place. You know, we are trying our best to grow a really nice deer herd here, and I'd prefer there not be that many predators on the place. This is 1,000 acres, and in 2 weeks we took, I think, 10 cats off of it, and we've seen several more. So I believe that's way too many. You see, as big as those deer are, you wouldn't think that they could do that much damage. But a younger deer, that cat will kill them and eat them. Now, they can sure take out a deer. That's a pretty bobcat, though.
Yeah. How far did he go, Addison, on a shot? Maybe 1 foot?
To the ground.
1 foot to the ground?
Yeah, he shot him and he just dropped, like on his side.
Yeah.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Belt Fed Apparel.
So the next morning, I'm tagged out in the state of Texas. But Ashton, Dennis's grandson, wanted to come hunt with me. I said, well, that'll be great. So we had us all kind of set up in the blind, and we practiced ahead of time because I knew he couldn't shoot from the chair, but he got on my knee, and we got kind of the gun up, and he was ready. You know, had his ear protection on and ready to roll. Well, first thing shows up is a nice buck. And it's like a little bit dark. It was, you know, just first light. get him up on my knee, I could just feel him just shaking. I think I'm gonna just wait for one bigger. And then it's like, okay, all right, that's fine. We'll wait for one bigger.
There was an 8-point that walked out, and then we got the gun and we all got ready. By the time I got ready to shoot him, he ran off into the woods.
And they had told me he just had kind of a fear of shooting the gun. He liked to shoot his BB gun, but the noise and the recoil. So tried to calm him down with that, and don't worry about missing. You know, everybody's gonna miss, don't worry about that. But it just made me feel good. It reminded me having my grandkids in the blind when they were younger, and you know, that's part of the experience, folks, as we get older. And I've harvested hundreds and hundreds of deer. I still get excited, but the excitement of these young kids, and when you got there and they're shaking and shaking, it just brought back some memories for me. So then it was like, okay, I want him to shoot a deer. Let me try to work and get that fear out. And then there was a nice doe came in. So I texted Chris, Dennis's son, to see, because I didn't know whether they wanted to harvest any does or not. And he said, yeah, if he wants to get a doe. So the doe was up close, perfect shot. Ashton just shaking like a leaf, and he just could not get on it. He said, oh, I just don't want to shoot. I said, okay. So he sits back down. And I don't know whether it's the fear of the gun or the fear of missing, but his excitement just rejuvenated me as a hunter.
One thing about hunting with these younger people, it doesn't take a 220-inch deer to get them excited. And those are the kind of things that Greg and I both really enjoy a lot. With that being said, it's a great thing to hunt with the young ones, and it brings a lot of joy to you to see how excited they get and they take a deer for the first time. And we try to train them to be good outdoors people, men and women.
To experience that hunt in total, I wasn't there that long, but being there with kids and them enjoying the hunt and having Ashton with me on a hunt just made me look forward to trying to get with my grandchildren to make a hunt, because they weren't able to make it to the Double G this year, but I'm hoping to get my grandson on a hunt before the season in Louisiana closes. So, as y'all know, I've got the Double G ranch in Texas since Jamie was 4 years old. Now his name is Jamison David Boudry Hall. I just call him JD. I can't go through all that. It's JD. So JD, which is my nickname, that is hunting name, been hunting at the Double G since he was 4 years old.
Greg Hall is my papa, and he owns a ranch in West Texas. And every deer season, I go there and hunt. Unfortunately, this season I wasn't able to go because my sister had surgery, but I was actually able to come to Louisiana and hunt for the first time. But I was really anxious just to come over here to Papa's little ranch and test my luck, hopefully kill something big.
This hunt here in Louisiana was lined up, you know, specifically for JD. JD, this is not quite like hunting at the Double G, is it? You could have done shot 5 deer by now. So we get up in the stand and we stay there till like 10 o'clock. Nothing. No whitetail at all. Hey, JD. We gotta be like a doctor. We gotta have patience.
So we didn't see anything in the stand, unfortunately, but of course we didn't give up yet.
So we go back to the Ranger, load up, and I'm like, I cannot believe I can sit on my front porch, back porch, I see deer every day. And we're not banging around, talking, and we're hunting and have not seen a deer. There's something wrong. Maybe this afternoon will be the deal. Well, JD's got his mama's Desert Eagle 9mm that she brought Lenny bring out here to shoot back when she was in the Army. So we went over and I loaded up. I got a bunch of 9mm shells, loaded it up, went through the safety procedure. So you shoot it first, Papa. Let me say, okay. So I shot a clip, and then he kind of tentatively shot that first round. And it's like, second, third. 125 rounds later, that ball was popping clips in and out, shooting. He was like, man, I love this gun. And so we had a fun day, even though we hadn't seen anything. How about shooting some more? Heck yeah. Well, Papa got the shells, I have to load some up.
We did probably my favorite thing that we've done probably the entire trip. And that was shooting my mom's 9mm Desert Eagle. I loved it. I'm in love with that gun. It is, I think, the greatest gun I've ever shot.
And you know, when you're hunting with your children or your grandchildren, just spending time with them is not about whether you're really gonna harvest anything or not, but that quality time, you're not sitting there watching TV or doing video games or whatever. You're just kind of there in God's creation, and seeing his face shooting that Desert Eagle pistol was like, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. You know what we call this, JD?
What do we call it?
Aromatherapy. You know, them women go get the spa treatment. This is a man's spa treatment.
Gunpowder.
That gunpowder, baby. Aromatherapy.
So I finished shooting the Desert Eagle, but then it was time to hunt. So we got into the truck and we just kind of drove a little bit, and we were just hoping to maybe kill something.
It's gonna be a good afternoon. Them deer gonna be moving.
Papa, there's a deer. Deer.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Homes for Troops. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
This ain't big buck. Ease your gun up. Real, don't try not to pump anything. Ease it up. We're gonna try to get him in here. Okay, look. He cut in through that brush, and there's a little right of way. He's gonna come right out there toward that feeder. Just get your gun up, get it ready.
Oh yeah, baby.
Put it on safe. All right.
What do you think about it now?
Well, it's worth the wait, that's for sure.
I knew my shot was low. I didn't know where I hit him. I thought I broke his leg, but he decided to go out and follow the blood.
Boy, his front end went down. I just thought he'd be plowed up there close, but it's so thick in there. I'm just trying to see if we can see any blood. But the bullet may not have come out. I don't know. All right, JD, we got blood right here. And then, I don't know if he went this
Do you
way.
see any tracks?
No, but I see more blood right here. Lots of blood. Lots more blood. See you, big boy. Whoa, my God. What a buck.
And I just kind of look up and I see a little bit of brown. And I see a big old antler going like that. I knew I'd killed a monster buck.
Look at that. Look at that, JD. That is one big 8-point right there, buddy. Congratulations, man. Is that your first Louisiana buck?
Oh yeah, first Louisiana deer.
There you go. Give him a 5. Ooh, man, celebration went on. Dad, JD done got him a big buck of his life. And even though he didn't get to go to the Double G and get a trophy, he got a trophy in Louisiana, and it was just he and I hunting together.
It was really fun. I've always enjoyed hunting with him, and hope I get to do it again soon. I think that right there was one of the best days of my life.
Good job, my man. Boom. Woo. Yeah, that is magnificent. Now, Papa got to figure out where we are and how to get him out of here. Did someone call Uber? We're gonna count to 3, and then we're gonna try to throw him up in there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice deer, young man. It was a good end to a great hunt. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.